Back at it again. Dang, feels like a minute since we did one of these. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Dom and Gonz Sports Talk pregame show, preparing for Sunday night football, Ravens versus Chargers. Dang, last game, Thursday night game against the Bengals. What a performance. Post-game show for that one was pretty brief because we whooped them. So that was fun to have. Gonz, how you feeling, man? What'd you do on your mini
Well,
vacation? I feel like we haven't
first
been
of
doing
all,
one of these.
first of all, hope you were doing good, Dom. It's great to be back here on the channel. It's been a little bit of a minute. But first of all, I just want to tell you all happy Thanksgiving. 2 days late now that we're on Saturday. Hopefully you guys ate some great food, spent some time with your family, and watched some pretty bad football games, to be honest, on Thanksgiving, in my opinion. But I always love Thanksgiving. It's great to spend time with the fam, eat some great food, and just hang out. Even though the games were pretty boring, it's always a tradition to watch football on Thanksgiving. Nothing else better to do in that moment right there, especially watching the Lions at 12:30. I feel like that's the peak of the day right there. When your food's cooking, you're sitting there in the living room watching the Detroit Lions game, and you just kind of let that sink in. It's Thanksgiving, baby. So hopefully everybody had a great time. And shout out to the Packers for beating those Detroit Lions on Thanksgiving when nobody was giving them a chance, myself included. I thought Jordan Love had no shot of going in Detroit and beating them. And they did. They did. So, wow. Packers starting a little bit of a win streak here. Well, not a streak, but they've won 4 of the last 5. Starting to peak a little bit. But we're excited. We are excited, and I'm glad to be back. Tom, how was your Thanksgiving with your family?
It was good, man. Fortunately, I had to work earlier in the day, so that kind of, I was able to watch all the games, though. It was definitely, it was just nice to get that time in because I feel like, those are the moments you kind of have to hang on to because, you never really know when everybody might be too busy or everybody's life drifts. So it's good to always have those moments with the family, always happy to see them. Food was great. Times were great. It's just you never really get over that feeling like, dang, I got to work soon after that. So it's like, but I had a great Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving holiday was perfect. Ready for Christmas. Ready for Christmas football. Dang, it's just, oh man, we have a lot to discuss, a lot to talk about going into this one. But other than that, couldn't ask for another better holiday than what we just passed.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Just quickly recapping the other 2 games. We had the Commanders taking on the Cowboys at 4:30. No shocker there. No chance for the Commanders. At least I didn't think so. Dallas, again, took care of business, did what they're supposed to do, beating yet another team below average. But their schedule is now about to heat up as we get down the home stretch here with games against some pretty decent teams like the Detroit Lions, the Buffalo Bills, and a rematch with the Eagles. So that'll be fun. The Cowboys really will be tested right there. And then the night game, 49ers, Seahawks. All these matchups were in the NFC. So, I kind of really didn't give a crap for all of them. I was just kind of just watching football just to watch it. You had the 49ers traveling to Lumen Field in Seattle to take on the Seahawks. And, again, not surprising, the Seahawks fell flat on their face and got their ass kicked, in my opinion, by those 49ers who look like they're all the way back. And the Seahawks now dropped 2 in a row. They really needed that win against the Rams last Sunday, really needed it because now they have a gauntlet of games coming up, and they could easily finish this 6-8 by the time they face another bad opponent. So we'll see. I think some of those matchups include taking on the Cowboys next Thursday, the 49ers again, and I can't remember the third team, but automatically those are 2 gauntlet games right there. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm kind of thrown off by the Commanders because it seems as though, like, when it comes to the Eagles, they can hold their own. They can keep the game close. It's like a scoring barrage when they play the Eagles, but they get shellacked by the Cowboys.
And the Giants.
Like, what do they have over the Eagles that they can't do to the other 2 teams? I don't. Both of those games were close, by the way. Those weren't, like, both games with the Eagles were close. I don't get that. Like, do they just know the Eagles that well, or I don't get it. I don't get it. But
it's that little cheesy division football thing that you were talking about a few weeks ago. Remember? I guess
so.
That has to be it.
I guess so.
It has to be. I can't
just
explain it either. Can't explain it.
It's weird. It's so weird. I don't, but yeah, the games yesterday weren't really all that. Yeah, the Packers. I don't know how to really describe the Lions right now. I mean, they're 8-3. They're still a top NFC team, but it's like I feel like you can't lose that game in that fashion. Like golf just in the offensive line got shellacked by that Green Bay Packers defensive line. Rashawn Gary had a field day. Preston Smith had a great day. I mean, Jared Goff couldn't hold on to the football to save his life. Um, Maybe they probably should have leaned on David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs more in that game. I don't know, because the passing game. I mean, they were trying to get it going, but it was pretty much too little, too late at that point. Just not a great performance. I mean, the Lions got to get it together because if they play like that, how they played yesterday, not yesterday, Thursday. Mm-mm.
Well,
They're not going far
they
in the
escaped
playoffs.
that Chicago game with the win, which was very lucky, to say the least, because the Bears definitely should have won that game. If they weren't garbage, they would have won that game. Then they didn't show up to the Thanksgiving game. Dan Campbell going for it on fourth down like 7 times, didn't get any of them. Well, he got one really late in the game, but I'm not even going to count that because the game was well out of reach by then. But yeah, you got to take the points at times. You got to. I mean,
Agreed.
you're 0 for 4 on fourth down, and you're still going to keep going for it on fourth down. I mean, you're just shooting yourself in the foot. Take some points. Try to make a comeback. Because honestly, the Packers won the game 29-22. 20 of those points were scored in the first quarter. So quarters 2, 3, and 4, they only allowed 9 total points. So they could have stacked up some of those field goals on the times where they turned the ball over on downs, and they could have climbed their way back in the game. Not a great game from Coach Campbell. Not a great game.
Yeah.
So we'll see how they adjust down the road. But Dom, are you ready to talk some Ravens?
Yeah, let's get into this Ravens Chargers game, man. Injury report was a little stacked this week. It was a little stacked. A lot of guys questionable to play on Sunday night. Some guys were taking their designations were taken off. I know Zay was questionable, but he did say that he will be playing on Sunday night, no doubt about it. Other guys, OBJ was also questionable to be playing with his shoulder injury that he suffered in the last game. Thanks, Logan Wilson. You rock. I know one guy will not be playing on Sunday night, and that is rookie linebacker Trent Simpson, who will not be playing on Sunday night. He is out.
Tom, just to go back to OBJ, there was an update today, and he expects to play. Odell Beckham.
So we'll pretty much have our wide receiver core on lock.
He's going to give it a go. Just be careful don't fall on that shoulder, and you should be fine. The legs are good. The hands are fine. So you can do this. So you can do it, Odell. We need you.
Hey, man, this isn't really the game. This might not really be the game that we need to push him too hard. No offense to the Chargers. No offense to the Chargers. But yeah, we got some more guys questionable. I really wish I don't have the full report on me, but we do have some more guys who were questionable coming in.
Devin Duvernay was on there.
Duvernay was questionable.
He's good to go. He fully participated. He doesn't have a designation. Somebody else. Oh, there was some big one. Oh, Ronnie Stanley practiced fully on Thursday, got the day off on Friday, but he says he expects to be out there, and that's huge.
Hey, man.
That's absolutely huge. To stop Khalil Mack on that left side. So that's
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that's huge. That is huge because I know I'm getting to this a little early, but they don't have Bosa. Not having Bosa is huge for this Chargers defense, who was kind of coming along. Like, they weren't really playing well in the first half of the season. Let's all be real. They were not. They were still giving up points. Pressure was iffy sometimes. Bosa's still a beast, don't get me wrong, but the defense was questionable. Now, with him, as they were beginning to hit their stride a little bit defensively, they then lose Bosa, and he's out for at least 4 games. So without Bosa, and with just Khalil Mack as pretty much that lone soldier, and it's not like he's not used to being the lone soldier because, you know, he's been a beast for pretty much majority of his career. Like, that's a little bit of a lighter load for this Ravens offensive line. So not having Bosa is huge, but Khalil Mack is still a problem. So it's that left side line has to hold against him because he's going to bully, he's going to push, he's going to pull, he's going to try to give Lamar as much as possible. So I'm hoping that left side holds. But just having Khalil Mack to deal with, I think I'll take that, considering.
Yeah, agreed. Another person that had an injury scare in the middle of the week was Rashad Bateman on Wednesday, left practice early and did not return due to a foot injury. And all of us are holding our breath here in Baltimore. But then he said his foot was fine, and it was just a precautionary thing, and he was back on the practice field Thursday and Friday, and he doesn't have an injury designation for the game, so that's great. I'm anticipating a fully healthy wide receiver corps, so this is good. This is very good, because like you know about what happened to Andrews, we need all the help we can get in the passing game. Someone else, Charlie Kolar, popped up on there with an illness on Friday, and that's actually kind of big because we only have three tight ends on the roster. So if he can't go, it'll be Isaiah Likely and Travis Vokalek. Would they have to move him up from the practice squad?
Maybe, but I think I saw reports this week that we did sign another tight end to the practice squad.
They sign O.J. Howard?
No, I know they did work out O.J. Howard, but I don't think they signed him. I think it was like last name Washington.
Okay.
Who we signed to the practice squad. So if anything, that guy will probably also be elevated if Kolar can't go.
That's a big storyline. Because, not that we use too many 2 tight end sets anyway, like we used to, but that would be pretty big for depth because then it's Isaiah Likely, and that's about it.
That's about it. So, yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised we didn't get OJ. I mean, I felt as though he would have been a good vet presence to have in that tight end room. I guess maybe just the workout didn't go well. But I did hear a couple reports that we did sign. I think like Scotty Washington, I believe is his name, tight end. We did sign him to our practice squad. So if Kolar can't go, I'm expecting an elevation for either Vokalek or Washington either way, especially mostly for blocking reasons. I don't really know how good Vokalek is with blocking, but I guess we'll just see how that goes. We'll transpire tomorrow because they'll have time to figure everything out since we play so late, things like 8:20.
Yep.
So, yeah.
I have another question regarding the tight end room, but before I ask you that, let's go ahead and finish up the injury report. Marlon Humphrey, limited all week. Do I want him to be out there? Yes, I do, but maybe we should just rest him. I think we should just rest him since we got the bye week right after this. He'll get 3 full weeks of rest. Actually, this would make almost a month because he missed the Bengals game too, right? Yeah.
I believe he did miss the Bengals game.
About 21 plus days of rest before his next game action. So only play him if he's absolutely ready. And judging by the practice report, limited basis doesn't seem like that. So I wouldn't rush him back. I think we can hold it down in the secondary. We're going to talk about the Chargers injury report in a second. But, it's Keenan Allen. Jalen Guyton is questionable. There's no Josh Palmer. I think he's doubtful for the game. There's no Mike Williams. He tore his ACL and missed the season. So if they can just hold it down in the secondary on Keenan, they should be okay.
Yeah,
I think.
I agree. I don't really think this isn't really the game to have to rush Marlowe here. It's every time we play the Chargers, it's kind of a whooping. These past couple of times,
please knock on wood right now. I don't like this thought right now. Please don't finish it.
And the Chargers this year, the Chargers this year offensively have not really been who we thought they were going to be, and it's probably injury, it's probably play calling. I know a lot of people have called for the head coach's job like over the past year and a half. I mean, like, I really don't think this is the game where this is like, oh, yeah, we need Marlowe desperately. Like, I think we can survive one more week without him, hold down the fort. The secondary has been holding down the fort pretty much all year with or without him. Not saying he's still not crucial to the team because, he's our secondary leader. That's our guy. That's the dog. But we need as this season progresses, because like we said, how we brought up in the recent past episodes, the schedule is going to get worse. From here on out, we have some gauntlet games. We still got Jags. We still got Niners. We still got Miami. Teams that we're going to need Marlowe at 100% for. So if he can miss this game, rest up, make sure everything is good, 100% to go. I'm completely okay with that if he misses this game too. But, of course, that's up to him and how he feels on his body. But I'm completely 100% fine with the fact that he rests one more week, because I think this week after this is our bye week coming up, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, he gets this week and then he'll get this next whole week to get back to 100%. I'm fine with that. I'm completely fine with that. Brandon Stevens has been doing a really great job holding down the fort on wide receiver ones over the course of these past couple of weeks. So I don't really see.
Okay. I still want to ask you that question. Oh, sorry. Were you going? Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, I don't see any reason for him to play if he can't go.
I lost your audio for a second. That's why it sounded like you were finishing a thought. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I'm going to come back to this Andrews question. Real quick, let's just free fire through the Chargers report. Nick Vannett, tight end number 2 or 3. Yeah, 2, because they got Parham at 2, out for the game. Jalen Guyton's on the report dealing with a groin, I think. I can't remember, but he's questionable for the game. That's another starting wideout. Keenan Allen's off the report. He had dealing with a shoulder issue on Wednesday, but he's fine. He should be good to go. Justin Herbert's off the report. He was dealing with a finger, I thought. But the Chargers are relatively healthy, except for, other than Nick Bosa, like you addressed earlier, who got hurt last week, out for the season, put on IR.
Joey.
Yeah, and what did I say, Nick? I'm sorry. I was watching Nick on Thursday. Yeah, sorry, Joey. Yeah, big loss for them. That's their one edge rusher. Now it's just going to be Khalil Mack on one side. I don't know who they're going to fill in on the other side, so hopefully Ravens take advantage of that. And that's about all the notable names that I remember from the report. They're relatively healthy, and we'll see them on Sunday. So, real quick, Andrews, if this injury was so bad, maybe you can clarify this. Why is he not on injured reserve? And why is he still on the practice report listed as not practicing?
That's a good question. And I noticed that.
And same for Joe Burrow, too. And the news broke that Joe Burrow was going to miss the season. So why are these guys still on the injury reports?
That's a good question. I'm not entirely sure why he's still on the injury report, because, they keep saying, he did not participate. I mean, we were aware. Yeah, we were aware that he was not going to participate because of the injury that he suffered in that game. I don't know. I mean, they keep saying it's first of all, when they initially addressed the injury in the week, Harbaugh was saying okay, well, good news is the injury is not as bad as we thought it was initially when we initially did the test or whatever. So there's an outside chance of him coming back in a deep playoff run. But I'm not gonna lie to you, they didn't I know it's a broken fibula or something like that he suffered, or something happened to his fibula. I don't really know why he's still on the injury report. I would think they would put him on IR, seeing as though it was told time and time again that he's not going to be playing probably for the rest of this season. Maybe this is something we don't know.
This is day 10, and he's still on the injury report and on the roster. They should move him to move someone up. Are they leaving the door open that he could? I mean, we all say deep playoff run, but Harbaugh never said that. Harbaugh said outside chance, return later this season. So what does that mean? Week 16? I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. What exactly did Harb? And this is why I love Harbs, but his explanation of things is so weird to me. I don't know why he does things like that. It's he will say, "Oh yeah, it's just this is a small thing. He should be back or whatever." Dude, can we get an extensive explanation on what the heck is actually going on? Because we thought Andrews, was done for the season. Injury, yikes. I mean, we saw that he was able to get up and walk off on his own power. So obviously it wasn't as terrible as we first assumed. But you come out and say that the injury is not as bad as we thought. And then at that point, it's okay, so what exactly is this outside chance? Like you said, is it week 16? Is it before the playoffs? Is it if we get past the first round of the playoffs? Because we don't know if we're going to have the number 1 seed. There's still plenty of season left. Kansas City can do whatever they want because their schedule is light to end the season. But, I don't. What are you saying per se? Where exactly is Andrews fitting in with this team? Because I don't want to rush him back. The injury is lingering, and it's not really good for him to come back. If he can't play, don't play.
I'll tell you this right now. If Andrews gets any hope from the doctors, he's gonna come. He's gonna come back.
I know he's gonna come back. That's just who he is.
The
Like, he's
big
gonna want to come back.
Ravens, a lot of stuff on the line. So many different pieces that need to be signed next year. So they want to give it their all for this season. So Andrew's going to be out there. Even if the doctor says, but he ain't going to listen, he's just going to go, you can come back but he's going to say, nope, I'm coming. All right, you said that.
Coming back.
So,
like you said, he just needs to hear the first couple of words.
I don't want to create any false hope for anybody. I just would like to know why he's still on the injury report if he's got a broken fib. That's all.
I mean, no. You're bringing up really great points. I mean, like you said, and if Burrow is still on the injury report, we heard reports saying that Burrow cannot go for the rest of the year. So why?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing, but
yeah, I don't know. It's
I
weird.
feel like
but
Mark Andrews has a better chance of coming back than Burrow because you can't grip a ball. How can you be out there?
Yeah, I don't know if you saw the clip. I saw it on Twitter when he was on the sidelines during the Ravens game trying to throw, and he literally just
he couldn't even do that. He just dropped it out of his hand.
Yeah, he couldn't do anything. Like, it was nothing. So obviously,
I didn't even notice it. Somebody pointed it out to me while I was at the game and said Burrow's going to the locker room, and I said, "What?"
Yeah,
but
that was
insane.
I don't know.
Insane.
I don't know. But yeah, I don't understand why he's not on the injury report. I don't know why he's not on IR. I don't know. Again, Harbs. Will Harbs answer that question? Probably not. But
we'll see.
We'll see. We will see.
All right. Well, let's get into this matchup a little bit. All right. So we went over all the injuries. Let's start with going up against this Chargers defense from the offensive side of the ball. This Chargers defense ranked near the bottom on almost every category: yards, passing yards, red zone. Well, I don't know about red zone, but I know for yards and passing yards, they're one of the worst. So we should be able to move the ball through the air. The one thing that they're near the top on is forcing fumbles and recovering fumbles. So, Ronnie Stanley, you need to have a great game. We don't need Khalil Mack getting strip sacks from behind. All right, because I know he's going to be rushing from Lamar's blind side. So we need to make sure we clean those up. That's the one good thing the Chargers are good at doing is forcing the turnovers. They're near the top when it comes to forced fumbles and recovering those fumbles. So we don't want to give them any chance to spark anything and stop any of our drives due to stupid fumbles. So we've done better with that recently. I'm going to knock on wood right now. But so let's keep that going. No turnovers. Other than that, I really don't have a lot to say. I really don't, because we should be able to move the ball on offense. Running game should open up as well. I mean, who do they have on the D-line? I mean, Sebastian Joseph Day is pretty good. He plays in the interior. He's one of their captains. But they give up a lot of points. I mean, they've literally given up tons of points recently. They couldn't stop Jordan Love at the end of the game multiple times in their Green Bay matchup. They gave up 38 to the Detroit Lions in a loss. And they've just given up tons of points this year. So, honestly, there's really not much for me to say except just to take care of the football, really. And I'm not even trying to – I can't think of it. There's just no reason why we can't move the ball in this defense. There's no excuse unless we beat ourselves. So, honestly, play your game that you know you're capable of doing. Get the deep shots involved like we saw last week to OBJ. Get Zay Flowers going. Get Gus the Bus going. And don't turn the ball over, and you'll be fine on offense. I think that more of the challenge is going to become stopping Justin Herbert, but we'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah, I on wood earlier, but like I don't like it's like we expect the Chargers to be contenders, right? Like we see, like they have a squad, like they have a great running back in Austin Eckler.
Oh yeah, and
forgot. They have a good running back in Austin Eckler, who last year, I mean, I know he's been dealing with injury, so it's been kind of iffy this season. But it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know what's really like. I don't, like you said, the only thing I really am worried about is us protecting the ball. I mean, we've had our struggles. We've been like the fumbles have been a little outrageous this year. Not as bad over these last couple of games.
Now, when you say that,
it's been getting pretty steady. It's been pretty decent. You know what I mean? Bengals game was cool, right? But like I don't like the last couple of times we played the Chargers. I think we dropped over 30 on them, if I'm not mistaken. I feel like the last time we played them, we dropped over 30. and there was a time before that where we dropped over 30. So offensively, I can't really argue that we shouldn't be able to perform well against this defense. Like you said, a defense who has been trying to find its identity all season, who has been trying to come into their way over this later part of the season. And I feel like they were in a good ways of doing that, but with Bosa now being out, that hinders them greatly. Like, he's like their big defensive leader, especially on that line. He was a force to be reckoned with. And now that he's out, it just gives us less worry. And it's a little lighter of a load because, I mean, think about it. This offensive line has already taken on like some pretty dangerous defensive lines. Like, we've already played Garrett and Clowney. Like, we've already played.
We have Clowney.
Highsmith. I'm sorry.
Zadarius Smith.
Smith and
Zadarius Smith.
My
yeah.
Goodness, I need to take a nap. We already played Smith and Garrett. Like, we've already played T.J. Watt and Alex Highsmith. Like, our division is literally just dangerous defensive lines. And now with them being down a guy, it's like, I think we should be fine. I think offensively, one thing I will say though, wide receivers, please protect yourselves. We have been like the injuries. I know if Odell is good to go, Odell, be careful with that shoulder. We don't want you like hindering yourself. I know it's like the way Wilson landed on Odell when he had got that tackle, it looked, it was a little scary. So let's
he suplexed him. He picked him up and threw him right down.
It was like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yep.
So please, wide receivers, if you're getting the ball, please protect yourselves at all times. Be careful out there. But other than that, well, that goes for anybody who has the ball. If you have
watch
the ball
out for Derwin James, because that dude takes heads.
That was my next point. That was going to be my next point.
Oh,
yes,
sorry.
Please watch out for DJ at all times. Like, this guy is not a scrub. All right, I don't know. I know everybody remembers that body slam he did on Travis Kelce. It was like a year or two ago, where he literally picked Kelce up and like he wasn't playing. Okay, that was a spine buster. All right, so please watch out for DJ, and I think we should be fine. Like, offensively, we should be good. Utilize our running backs. It's great to see that this 3 running back rotation has been pretty successful with Keaton, Gus, and Justice. So let's just keep it going, man. Like, the wide receivers, everything is kind of coming together very slowly for this offense. And I think this is a game where we can really try to take advantage of a poorly performing defense. And I don't know, maybe we can get a Jackson 5. I would like a Jackson 5. I don't. Do you want a Jackson 5? Because I
do, but I don't. I just don't think that this is how the Baltimore Ravens are built this year, because they're able to pound it in with Edwards on the goal line. He's got 10 touchdowns.
Edwards has been taking a lot of touchdowns, which I love, though. I do love
Lamar doesn't have a lot of passing touchdowns, but because they're doing such a good job punching it in through other ways, whether that's a long Keaton Mitchell run or just a power football, overpower your D-line and stuff you to the ground, run with guts.
It's safer that way, though, so I'll take that.
So, I'd love to see a Jackson 5, but I don't think we're going to see any of those this year, just based on how we play offense. It's a balanced attack, and that's what you want to see.
Yeah. And I don't really think Lamar cares about that either.
No, we just want to win the Super Bowl.
He just wants to win. He just wants to win. So no matter how he gets it, we get him to win. So if Gus wants,
I love that because they're able to demonstrate moving the ball down the field with the throwing game and then jamming it in on the goal line with a running back. I mean, that's balanced attack, and that's what you want to see as we get closer to December. But yeah.
Hey, man, listen, if Gus wants to finish with like 20 touchdowns to end the year, go for it. Break the record. Just break the record.
He already broke Mark Ingram's franchise record. Or was it? No, it wasn't franchise record. But the last running back to rush for more than like 8 touchdowns or hit double digits was Mark Ingram in 2019. And Gus Edwards has 10, and there's still 6 games left. So this is great. I love it. Don't want to wish it for anyone else other than Gus Edwards. So proud of him.
Yeah, man. I love Gus's. Yeah. Can we just
yeah.
Let's give him a round of applause. Do it. Mm-hmm. Like I love this guy. Like he just says, give me the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just give me the ball and watch me work. Let me run over some dudes. Let me break some tackles. Like I just love Gus, man.
Get
I'm
Gus
so
going,
glad that we
run
have.
with Keaton Mitchell, and they should be fine. And then
Yeah,
that'll
like,
open up.
and we've talked about this multiple times. You can just keep the running backs fresh, man. We got 3 great runners. We do. Like, Keaton's great, Justice is great, Gus is our power. Just keep the running backs fresh, and we're good to go. Like, like we have great running backs. I'm just mad that JK isn't here, man. Oh my gosh, I'm
It's going
still
to
upset.
be dicey
I'm
with
still
him
upset
next
about
offseason,
that.
but we'll
I
see.
know, but he would have been great again behind this offensive line. And oh my gosh, I just hate that JK's not out there. I love to see him out there just beasting out there because I know him and Gus together. First of all, I feel like JK was a great combination of that power elusiveness that kind of our other running backs offer. And it's like, oh man, it just makes me upset that he's not
I
out
think
there, that he's not here,
Mitchell fills
like, to
that
do it.
role. He
He
can
does
catch the ball out of the
as well. He
backfield.
does great. He does great.
He can
in that
cut.
role.
He can find those holes. He's got great speed, something we've been missing from Dobbins since his rookie year. So if Keaton Mitchell, one man's trash, another man's treasure. He's taken over that void and really given us that element of speed in the backfield. So I hate to say this, JK, but if he continues to ascend, there would be no reason to not keep him on the team.
I mean, no, you can't get rid of that kind of talent.
Mhm.
I mean, Keaton has shown that if you give him the ball, he's going to make a move and he's going to be electric with it. So, I mean, you Ravens would be absolutely psychotic if they give that up.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, JK, we still miss you, bro.
Yeah.
Just saying.
And protect the football, balanced attack, and don't give it away. Don't beat yourself, and you'll be fine. All right, defense, same sort of thing. Yes, Herbert is effective, but he's missing a lot of guys. Oh, and I forgot, Quentin Johnston's also on there. Had the drop of his life last week. Would have probably been a touchdown. I know people are saying they would have got a field goal, but he could have outrun everybody and scored right there.
Yeah, he would have been. That would have been a play.
Brandon Stevens, Ronald Darby. Who were the other guys? Arthur Milet. Those type of guys, Rock Ya-Sin. Yeah, hopefully he does okay. He kind of makes me nervous. He looks like a little bit of a liability. But yeah, you hold it down back there against Keenan, Quentin Johnston, possibly Jalen Guyton, and whoever else they got. I don't know. I really don't know. Josh Palmer, like I said, is doubtful for the game, who was their wide receiver 3. And you should be fine.
So watch out for Eckler out of that backfield. He's he can still catch. He's a dual threat. So he can run it and catch.
Strong game from
so watch
out
for
linebackers.
That.
Linebackers need to do a good job on him. Get pressure on Herbert. Need another good game from Justin Matabike, Clowney, Van Noy, etc. All those guys. Dominate the line of scrimmage. Keep them one-dimensional. Don't let Eckler get going, and you should be fine. But yeah, I think honestly, if they can keep Keenan Allen under check, I think they'll be all right. That's the number one focus is Herbert to Allen and Austin Eckler. Those are my 3 keys to the game.
Agreed.
Bottle up the run. Don't let Keenan Allen get going, and then pressure Herbert, and you're good to go.
Yeah, Keenan Allen is still no matter how old he's getting, Keenan Allen is still a dog.
He's big.
He's still out here mossing. Yeah, mossing, catching crazy catches. Like on outside the numbers, like he's still Keenan Allen. So let's not get that twisted. Okay, let's make sure that our focus is on him and Eckler. And like you said, we should be fine. I don't know. Quentin is going to try to look for a bounce back game after that drop, but yeah, let's just make sure. You know what the funny thing is about Quentin is like the Chargers could have taken Zay before they took Quentin. Like they were both there.
I wanted him.
They were both there in that spot. They went with Quentin. He got Zay. So just look. That I just think about that ever since I dropped. I was like, dang man. Shout out to the Ravens
off this game too. That would be great.
Yeah.
We need a touchdown for Zay.
I agree.
But offense should be fine. Defense should be fine. If they just no penalties either. And they'll be good.
Agreed. And watch out. Don't let Herbert get shifty out of the pocket either, because he'll try to take off. Just watch out for him. I mean, he's pretty 6'6". First of all, I didn't even know Herbert was like. I didn't know he was that tall. Like he's pretty tall. I never really noticed that. Like when he's on TV, of course. But yeah, let's watch out for Herbert because he's a tough runner as well. So let's just make sure he stays in the pocket. Clowney, Van Noy, let's get some good pressure on him. And Owe too. I'm hoping for a good game for Owe. Like he's had a really good year. He's already exceeded his sack numbers for this year. So he's already exceeding expectations. I'm just hoping that throughout this later part of the year he continues to grow. I'm hoping for a good game for him on Sunday night. Let him get at Herbert a little bit. I would love that for him. Like, I just want to see him continue to get better. So let's see how that goes. But yeah, I think defense should be just fine. I'm not really too worried. But let's see what let's hope my words don't come back to bite me on that one.
Yeah, I mean, again, now we get into a little bit of the intangibles. The Ravens are a better team than the Chargers. The only thing that scares me is the desperation because the Chargers are 4-6. They've got to win this game to have any chance to stay in the competition for the AFC or AFC wild card because they're not going to get the division. They have 6 losses.
Yeah,
they're not going to.
Chiefs are going to take that landslide.
So this is kind of it for them. The good news is though they still have Brandon Staley. If they had fired Brandon Staley last week, I would be a little bit nervous for this game. But Brandon Staley's been under fire all year. If we can blow them out, I think that'll definitely punch the exit ticket for Brandon Staley to get out of LA like the Chargers fans want. So we'll see. I just think if we just play our game and play Raven football, we should be fine. I mean, again, we're better.
What's the Chargers record again?
4-6.
4-6.
So
they dropped to 4-7 on Sunday Night Football. Because if they do get rid of Staley, I feel as though do you chalk it up to the season? Because what is this week? Oh, it's 12. This is week 12. So this is week 12. So we got about 5 weeks left in the season. The most they can get to at that point is 9 wins. Or 10-7. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. So they can get to 10 wins if they can win out. I don't know what the schedule is looking like for the rest of the season, but I mean, do you wait? If you're the Chargers, do you wait for the end of the season to get rid of Staley if you lose on Sunday night, or is this a make or break game for Staley going into Sunday Night Football? I feel like that's a question to be asked.
And that's the only thing that kind of keeps me a little bit nervous because it's like you just said, it's desperation mode. It's Staley's probably playing for his job. So, I mean, we'll see how that defense does. Again, though, I'm very confident in this offense to move on them and score like 28 or 30. The challenge is going to be stopping Herbert because most of their losses this year have not been because of Herbert and the offense. It's because of their defense. So this game, if the Ravens defense starts to struggle, could become a shootout.
I hope not. I really hope not.
So I would like the Ravens defense to play like they've been playing, stay in the top 5 type of defense and just suffocate them. Don't let them get going. Intercept some passes, force Herbert into some mistakes, and they should be fine. But yeah, some of these losses, for example, 41-38 Detroit Lions loss. I mean, that you put up 38 points and lost. That's not on your offense. There were
your defense couldn't stop a cold.
Yeah, and there were some other crazy games that I just can't think of right now. Dolphins, week 1, 35-38. I mean, again, Herbert did his thing, but defense failed him. So if we can play sound defense and play – not even that, just play Raven football like we've been doing for the most part. We did it. We played Raven football against the Lions, against the Seahawks, against 3/4 of the Browns game until our defense collapsed in the second half. I don't know what that was. But, yeah, they played well in the first half, and then against the Bengals, they should be fine. They really should be fine. There's no reason they should lose this unless they beat themselves. That's all I got to say.
I agree. I just think, like we said, I mean, the key points, not beat ourselves up. Let's have our guys protect themselves at all times because, I mean, that Bengals game really, really scared me. I mean, we saw at least 2 or 3 pivotal guys almost, like, be done. Like, we already lost Andrews, and that is hurting me just as much. And Lamar went down. OBJ went down. Like, let's just make sure we're protecting ourselves at all times. Be safe out there. It's a physical game, but let's just try to minimize those big hits, and let's just go out there and get a dub. I mean, that's the best way to put it. I mean, there's not really too much to worry about with this Chargers team. So we'll see how it goes.
And then go to the bye week at 9-3 and just sit back and watch the NFL beat themselves up in the bye week. That's what I'd love to do.
I would say I would hope for another Chiefs loss, but the way their schedule is looking, I don't really I mean, I hope we're upset. I mean, if anybody wants to knock them out, I'll take that.
Yeah.
But I don't know because the schedule is really light to end the year. So I mean, we'll see how it goes.
All
But
right, so Dom, what's going to happen in this game? What's the score?
I think we can win, and this is just me spitballing. I think end score will be 38-17.
Okay.
I'm expecting some. I'm expecting us to really go crazy. I'm expecting us to get the dub, but I think Gus has at least 2+ touchdowns, on Sunday night, and yeah, I think Tucker will probably have to only be out there once, or just to give us a gimme. But yeah, I'm calling it 38-17 Ravens way.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. I'm going to say 34-24. I think the Chargers will put up some points, but I think the offense will do enough to get them, get the victory and not let them threaten to take it away. So yeah, that's what I think is going to go down.
Okay, well, let us know what you guys think is going to happen. Sunday Night Football, another prime time performance for the Ravens. They got another prime time coming up for Christmas, but we'll get to that game when we get to it because it's against the Niners.
We got one in
A
Jacksonville.
little scared. And Jacksonville. Oh yeah, Jacksonville's prime time too. Oh my goodness, NFL loves them some Baltimore. We do too.
Yeah.
God,
Yeah.
any closing thoughts before we get up out of here?
Yeah, we're excited for this game. And then next week, as you know, the Ravens have a bye week. So I think we'll probably just do sort of a general recap of what's going on this year, some things to clean up, to talk about, some glaring moments. And one I really want to address during the bye week is our special teams, because that has not been pretty this year. Real quick, back to the Chargers game, special teams. Please don't get blocked. Please don't get blocked. Please don't get your punt blocked. Please don't get your field goal blocked. Please, and Tucker, make a 50-yarder if called upon, because you're making me a little nervous with these misses. So anyway, we're going to break all that down probably during the bye, see what the AFC North is up to as well. And yeah, that's probably what we'll do. We'll get a nice 2 weeks break from Ravens football, let everybody take some time off, and maybe add to our episode count, because we haven't done an episode in a while on this channel. It's been a lot of pregame, post-games, so we'll see. Probably just do a mid-season Ravens review, an AFC North review as well. So that's probably what's going to be down the line next week.
Well, we're looking forward to it. We're hoping that we can bring you guys some great analysis. My closing thoughts, simple. Let's get the win, man. Let's just get to 9-3. Let's get the win, and we'll focus on the heavier opponents as they come. But let's just try to get these wins, stack them up, and let's just try to play the best Ravens brand football we can on Sunday Night Football.
And root for
let us know
those Bengals too on Sunday, because they play the Steelers. Can see if they can take another L.
That's good. That game is going to be an absolute catastrophe. Oh my goodness, that game is going to suck. We'll see how that goes. We got Pickett versus Browning. That's going to be fun. That's going to be fun.
They fired Matt Canada.
They did fire Matt Canada, so maybe we'll see something a little bit different. I don't know. Will Pickett perform better if Pickett doesn't have a good game without Matt Canada? What do you even say at that point? Like, what do you say, Steelers fans? Like,
go
what
Brown
do you do?
or go Bengals and go Denver. Those are my two teams for the week. Go. Need Broncos come. Let's ride, right?
This is the one time we root for Russell Wilson.
Yep.
They're on a win streak, so let's see if they can extend that win streak. Okay, let's see what they can do. But guys, let us know your thoughts. What are the Ravens going to do on Sunday Night Football? Will they exceed our expectations? We hope so. Please don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that fancy jazz. We're still on the road to 50 subscribers, so please hit the link in our bio to head over to our YouTube page if you missed any of our post-game, pre-game content. We'd love to have you guys on. If you want to send us an email link is also in our bio. Don't be afraid to leave comments. Send us messages. We love to talk to you guys and interact with you guys. So that's always a beautiful thing to do. We will catch you guys most likely on. But we're gonna have to schedule out the other
Yeah,
we see you guys.
It'll be probably Monday or Tuesday, one of those days.
We'll try to get you guys for post game this week. I'm Dom. That's Gonz. We'll catch you guys for post game Sunday Night Football. We're ready.
Go Ravens.
Signing off.
We'll see you.